Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with James Mason, my co-host. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. I see that you have a new friend today. Recon's referring to you as his American hero. That's nice.
Hey, it's what I do.
It's what you do. It's what James does.
It's what I do.
So yesterday was the first day of the market. We had a good pre-market in the morning. I'm curious how everyone's first day of trading went. Did you end up green, red? Didn't trade? Sitting on your hands? Put it in the comments. Would love to hear what your thoughts are.
I'll tell you how I ended up. I ended up not having charts work probably up until after lunch.
Really? From TD Ameritrade?
All platforms.
Oh man, that's too bad. Too bad.
On TradingView, it would take minutes to load a chart. I couldn't even do any charting or anything. And once I pushed a message out to our Twitter followers, that I wouldn't be trading today, I was just gonna kind of, just run idle and just do some research for them. But it was just taking way too long to even load up a chart, and there was no point of it.
Yeah, I had my best day in 6 weeks yesterday. It was the IMMX trade. Played it long and short.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was done by 10:30, and I even got a New Year's Eve or New Year's nap in yesterday. It was nice, very nice. So what's going on in the market today, James?
All right, so the Dow futures are currently up 144 points. S&P 500 is up 15 points. The market is coming out rather strong today. So we'll see if we can continue with this new year, new market, bullish momentum. So a lot of tickers, we're creating new all-time highs. And you want to go ahead and get into it, Todd?
Yeah, let's talk about Apple.
Apple. All right. So if you don't know by now, Apple hit $3 trillion yesterday.
3 trillion. My Lord.
Trillion. I remember my first trillion.
To be honest, I'm still waiting to get there.
All right. So let's take a look at the Apple daily chart. And we can see how Apple has performed. We all know how Apple has performed. It just goes up. So here we are with the daily chart with Apple slightly up pre-market here. So what we have to watch out for today is if the market is gonna fake us all out and kind of do a little rug pull. Not like a full rug pull, but in rug pull in the context of the market going, or the Dow futures going from like 145 points in the green to 145 points in the red. Y'all know how those days are. So what I'm looking and waiting for in Apple is it to break above 183.40. This is probably the simplest chart that you can actually chart out and wait for. But if we break above this would I say 143? It is not 143. I'm pretty sure I said 143. 183.40. If it is breaking above these all-time highs, I'll wait for it to break above that 183.40 and just ride that momentum up. Now, I don't have a price target because I have no data to go off of. So this will be one of those trades where I just probably take a handful of call contracts. Nothing too heavy, again, because we don't have no data to go off of to understand how high it could actually run. So I'm going to sit back, wait for this trade. It'd be nice if I could kick off 2022 with a strong Apple day trade. But until then, it's just a waiting game. If we look at these Bollinger Band lines on this 5-minute chart, those lines are pointed downward. I hate that. That's not a good setup. So when you have this wave, a sharp wave like this, you have to watch out. A lot of times when you have a sharp wave like this on a 5-minute chart, where it literally goes up an angle and then pulls back, and just inverts itself, you'll tend to have these little bounces, but then the first bounce, it comes up and it usually gets rejected right at its highs. So just be careful there. That is another reason why I'm only going to take a few contracts here, just in case if I get faked out and it pulls back on me. So that is one of what I am looking for in Apple, ticker AAPL.
Second ticker we're going to talk about today is an old favorite. We've talked about this and traded in the past, is PSTV. And as I look in the comments, there's several people who've asked about PSTV also. So this should be a good one.
All right. So PSTV, let me bring this story up right here. As for trading PSTV, I really don't give a crap about it. But what I want to highlight here is I'm just going to read one sentence from this news. Some of y'all will understand what I'm saying. The others,
let's see. This is a quiz. This is a quiz for our listeners. Read the one sentence and see if they know the value or the importance of this one sentence in this PR.
Okay. Now, this is news for PSTV. Keep that in mind. But I'm just reading this one line out of this sentence, and you guys can just kind of understand what I'm talking about or referring to. The company, I'm going to start right here. The company has entered into a master service agreement with ISO Therapeutics Group, LLC, for development, manufacture, and supply of current good manufacturing practices, GMP.
Okay, we'll give you guys a moment to process that, and we'll see who understands the value of what you just read.
Yes. All right, so looking at PSTV on the daily chart, watch out for this one, guys. We have a strong downtrend right here, and I mean, we're literally going from this $3 range down here to $1. So there's $2 worth of bag holders here that you need to be prepared that they're going to just take their profits. I mean, not profits. They definitely don't have profits. These guys down here are going to be breaking even. These guys up here are going to just cut their losses, probably about 50%. So strong downtrend, major gap up. This is what the bears look for to short. Now, PSTV has roughly, I think it's 28 million, I believe. Sorry, I'm wrong. PSTV has 21.1 million shares outstanding. So I do like their share structure, but if you weren't already in this thing, you're chasing at this point. Now, could it go sky high? Yeah. There's no way for me to know that. So while it could run up, there's no way for us to know, but we have to look at the chart for what it is in the moment. And in the moment, this is a setup that the bears love to trade. Strong downtrend, desperate bag holders ready to get out, and they're going to come in and convince them to take their profits and help push them down more. So we're currently up 81% on PSTV pre-market here. We're going to start catching a lot of resistance. We'll probably have that opening bell FOMO pop. And at that point, there's no telling if this thing will keep going or not. Let me just check short interest really quick again. So next to nothing for short interest. So this thing has all the room in the world to be shorted. Now, that's not to say that this thing couldn't have some intraday little short squeezes, but I wouldn't bank on that. So just be careful if you're trying to chase PSTV. We currently have a resistance right here at 208. We'll probably break above it. Again, I don't know how high. I mean, if I was going to give a guesstimation, we'll catch this resistance around 246. So if you were in this already, have a stop loss in. So that is what I see for ticker PSTV.
So I just want to highlight what Knox said, and he's the only one who's obviously been paying attention. So we should maybe invite Knox to join the team if he's the only one paying attention. But I wonder who owns GMP Labs, and wonder who's going to get these contracts down the road. So that's the value for. In our pregame this morning, we were going through this, found this little nugget, which helps our other positions that we've been talking about.
Exactly. GMP Labs are very significant.
Giovanni wants credit for saying yes, sir. Giovanni, you get it, brother. You get it. He's like, I want in the tree for it, please.
Giovanni is that person. After the smart kidding class, gets the answer correct. He's the other kid who speaks up and says, "Well, I was going to say that also."
Or he says, "I told the smart kid the answer before he raised his hand."
Yeah.
All right. Third ticker we want to talk about is, oh man, this is a flashback to our days. Blackberry. How many of you ever owned a Blackberry back in the day? That'd be curious to hear.
Listen, I sold my soul for a freaking Blackberry back in the day. Pretty much, man.
I still like mine. I liked my Blackberry.
Oh, I loved it. I have it somewhere sitting in a box. But man, the Blackberry phone, what a game changer. That thing was so cool. And then obviously iPhone came out and killed it. But man, let us know in the comments if you had a Blackberry and really how significant it was for you. But yeah, the Blackberry, I don't even feel like getting into that story. I pretty much sold myself for it. I'm not going to lie. But let's go and just take a quick look at the chart. I'm not interested in trading this at all, but I just wanted to really kind of just talk about how Blackberry is no more. You will not be able to use those phones anymore if there ever was a person still using it, which there obviously is if they're making that announcement. And I'm willing to bet that it's a lot of United States government workers. I know that might sound crazy, but one of the last times I was working for the government, there were people who actually did have Blackberries. But back in 2012 and 13, when I was working on the continent of Antarctica, I had a Motorola pager down there, of all things.
Wow.
Yep. So
you walk around the pager now, people be like, "Hey, you got something hanging out of your pocket there."
Yeah. All right. So Blackberry, this is honestly, I just want to talk about the significance of that news. It's kind of the end of an era, but this ain't even a trade for me. I think the stock sucks overall. They're pretty much focusing on GPS and government contracts, good for them. But overall, the stock kind of just sucks. So here we are, Blackberry. Yeah, there's really nothing to say about this thing. I mean,
okay.
Let's
go to comments then.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments and see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. A lot of good mornings. Yeah, please make sure you hit the like button.
Yeah. So Lunic, Ford is actually, I think I saw it in the comments as well. They're doubling they plan to double their output for their F-150s. So that is what's causing this nice little bullish spike on Ford.
Do you remember when I first got a Webull account, they're giving away free shares? Ford was one of the companies they were giving away, and it was like valued around $4 or $5, and they were giving free shares of Ford away. That's how bad it was. So
yeah,
nice recovery by Ford over the last 2 years.
I remember. I think I didn't get a Ford one. I can't remember which one I got, but everybody was getting Ford, and it was just one of those shares that you could not wait to just get it out of your account because it was crap. So let's see what else we got.
You want to talk about Robert's question about 10-year yields, or you want to hit that tomorrow or review that?
Yeah, we'll have to
Okay.
We'll have to review that tomorrow. And honestly, then that's probably not a question for the show. That's just one of those things that can't be explained in minutes on the show. It causes just too much confusion or just be so boring.
Yeah, one of the greatest inspirational videography. Nice plug for your business. I like it. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's on my watch every day. I traded Tesla for a little bit yesterday, and I think it's at this 1200 line where it's going to be approaching back to all-time highs. So it'll be interesting to see what Tesla does. We talked about yesterday in our charting.
Nice. Randy, you had a Blackberry server? Good Lord. That's awesome, though. Let's see. Alan Hall had one from 07 to 11. Man.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Lunik was with me down in Antarctica. He knows all about them pagers. Let's see. Section 8 millionaires. That's a good one to talk about. Yeah, we have some time. A bio. All right, let me just pull up some quick information on it. All right, A bio has 14.4 million shares. We're still waiting on a catalyst to really drop for them. Let's see, they released some news this morning. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Okay, that's just a publication. So they released some news about a publication this morning, but that publication, that publication, like what's in there, that's the catalyst that we're looking for in the future to happen. So A bio, I've been stalking this one for like forever, and it's just been bleeding off with the entire small cap market. So what kind of sucks right now with the setup in A bio, if and when they drop their catalyst, it'll probably gap up, come up here, hit a strong resistance around that upper $3 range down to around the mid $3 range, probably somewhere right in there, and again, if and when, I don't know when. And this is that classic setup I show you guys that the bearish traders always look for. So just looking at this setup right here, right now in the moment, it's currently at 234. Man, we just had a steep drop off right here. So it's going to be a little challenging to get back above this resistance and break above it and actually start to trend a little bit. What I would probably look out for is to break above. Actually, we'll just go right here. To break above 261 at this point before entering. Right in here, we have a lot of resistance. And I mean, this thing could break above it slightly and then pull back. There's nothing we can do about that. But we need to see this bullish momentum set in before we can just try to trade it based off of charts. Now, if you're trying to catch it for the catalyst play, it's going to be one of those things, guys. If and when they drop that catalyst, now since they just published that data, I'm going to have to say that the catalyst is probably still a few weeks to at least a month out. A few weeks at least, could be months. It may never happen. I don't know. So just keep that in mind, guys. So this one is kind of on the back burner. Based off charts, I would look at it above 261, maybe trend up to about mid $3 range. If we have a catalyst pop off right here, probably fall within that range. And that's just how I would trade it. So that is ticker ABIO.
All right. Good job. Good job today.
Yeah. Todd, that's all I have for today. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't. I actually we're 7 minutes from the start of the market, and I don't have any ticker that I'm like, all right, I'm dialed in right here because yesterday's pre-market was so good. And then I woke up early this morning. I actually logged in around 4:30, and I was all excited to see a good pre-market. Nothing was there. Went back to bed, and then as we did when you and I meet between 7:30 and 7:40 to get started reviewing this morning, we brought up Blackberry today and didn't even talk about. There's not a whole lot on my radar that I'm excited about today, so I'm a little bummed about that. But sometimes the best trade is no trade at all.
Yep. So, all right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in today. Remember, trade safe, trade smart, and put that stop loss in, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
Take care, everyone.